worked all day. I'm like, I
Did you
just need
see
to
the
go. So.
ordinance that I sent you?
I'm well, how are you?
Good, doing well.
You see your son all the time in the gym.
Oh, yes, he,
My daughter they play a little bit.
yeah.
Didn't see it.
Yeah,
But
he's
it's
obsessed
just,
with
they asked me
basketball.
to just put some comments.
Is the yellow?
It's like,
Well,
I think
that's
this
part of
clock
it.
is slow.
That was
I think so
About
too,
4
because
minutes.
it's 7 o'clock. I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
check.
it says 7. Oh yeah, it is slow. Wow.
It's 7 o'clock, guys.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
It's 7 o'clock.
It's 7 o'clock, Nancy. That clock is
That
slow.
clock is
Yeah, that was really slow.
I'm gonna tell Kevin to.
So we're gonna pull it for introduction.
Oh, this is not yours.
All right.
Yeah, Bill Ryden's gonna be on it for
Okay.
introduction, and then we'll pull it for introduction.
Okay,
And introduce it at the next meeting.
fair enough.
Hello there, John. All the way over there. There's no one here. Yeah.
But normally we
All-
get to
all
see
good?
straight across
I
to you.
know,
Okay, so
right.
not that great?
In the way.
Yes,
Well, I
I
feel
can
like I
send
just
that
moved
out.
into this
Okay, good.
spot too.
The other,
Yeah, you're
and
front
then
and
there was
center.
some
Mark.
other things that I
That-
put in
that's a
that
slow
I
clock,
thought
so.
of afterwards,
Okay.
that I asked and then he answered.
Okay, good.
How are you?
Good. I was pleased
Hi,
with
how are
today.
you?
Yeah, I thought it
Great.
was very good, so.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Joe.
Bill Ryden,
Thanks again for the meeting.
How do I tell?
Mark, we're gonna pull the introduction of the ordinance tonight because of the changes, some of the changes that they want done.
Comments from the DEP.
Yeah, the DEP.
Comments from the DEP?
Yeah, we have to go through it a little bit more thoroughly.
But we can have the discussion on it now,
Um,
and Bill
what-
Ryden will be on it tonight, is on,
You want to just discuss it under, it was under new business, right?
yes,
Okay.
just click on go to minutes.
Here?
No, the thing that's at the box, it's,
This?
no, this,
Do you have an affidavit you have to sign for the EEO
yes,
also? Okay.
everybody that's here, and then,
And then you have to get the others.
we have that after.
Okay. Because everyone's not here, I'm gonna pull the discussion also on go-to,
Okay.
all right? Hi, John.
Hey, Mark, I was gonna say, we got Amy here for that one now, at least.
Yeah, I know. We're now minimizing
Wasn't
this.
she the missing
She was the missing link, but now,
Pull it
but
out.
now Eric would be the missing link in terms of
Right.
that direction.
Yes, hit record.
I'll be set up in 30 seconds, everyone. Okay, let's wait. It is 7:02. Okay, very good. I'd like to welcome everyone to the meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Peapack and Gladstone. This is our first council meeting for March 14th, starting at 7:02 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Susie, would you please read the sunshine notice?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of the 2023 meeting dates was published in the Courier News and Burnersville News on December 8, 2022, and posted at the Municipal Complex and the Borough Library. Action may be taken.
Would everybody please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we get started, I ask everyone, as I'm going to do myself, to please silence your cell phones out of respect to these proceedings. I'd also, Susie, would you tell me how many people do we have on go-to?
We have
Just so I-
4.
We have 4?
Four
Okay, so
people.
I will address those people during public comment. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Dietrich,
Here.
Councilwoman Murphy,
Here.
Council President Sweeney,
Here.
Councilwoman Weibel,
Here.
Mayor Corleano.
Here. Okay, let's start with public comments for non-agenda items. I'd like to invite first those people in the audience, if you have a comment you'd like to address the council on regarding a non-agenda item. Seeing none. Online participants, anybody online who might have a comment for the council on non-agenda items? No?
Doesn't look like
Okay,
it.
very good. Let's move on to old business. Our first item is virtual meeting sessions to go to. We postponed this from our last meeting because not everyone was present. This is a discussion I think we all agree that everybody should be here for. There's no urgency in this, so we'll postpone this, please, Susie, to the 28th. Okay? And let's move on.
Wait for someone to speak online.
Yeah.
Thought I heard something.
Someone
I
said
heard
pardon
somebody
me.
say pardon the mayor.
Yeah, so did I.
Yes, I'm sorry, this is Salvatore Pinoni, I'm joining virtually.
Okay.
I just wanted to read something for public comments.
Wait, hold on, 1 second, please. Do you want, do you have an issue connecting to the speaker, Nance?
No, I have an issue with the speaker,
Okay,
with sound coming through the speaker.
okay, but in other words, you can't put it through that speaker.
No, it is coming through that speaker.
Oh, it is.
should be coming through that speaker.
I
I'm
didn't
not
hear it.
quite sure it is.
You're not,
Just give us a second, please.
Sure.
It's coming through that speaker.
Yeah. And you were coming out of that speaker.
so what they
Oh, it was?
did the other day did
Yeah,
not
it's
work.
distracting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The
have to call
computer
him.
speaker, it sounds like.
He had it,
Yeah.
it was working when he
Except for
left.
it's in there.
It was coming through that speaker there.
Yep. It was.
Do you have to change the speaker, Nancy, and how to do that?
They made a change to it so that we weren't
Okay.
losing the speaker the other day.
Turn
so
the
that we
volume
could-
all the way up, we'll see if we can all hear it, if so, we'll hear it.
Always.
Okay, sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you, can you hear me okay?
Well, not really, our one speaker is not working, so we can hear you very low, so we'll ask you to please speak up if you would. I'll need your name and address to start, please.
Sure, my name is Salvatore Arpino, my family and I reside in 28 Peapack and Gladstone.
Okay, I heard 15 Pottersville Road, just give us your name again for the clerk.
Salvatore Arpino,
Salvatore Arpino, you have that?
It's printed on the
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and, okay, very good. Can all the council members hear Mr. Arpino? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead, sir.
okay, thank you again. So again, my name is Salvatore Arpino, my family and I live at 28 Pottersville Road in town. We've been proud residents of the community for almost 5 years. I wanted to take the opportunity to address the council today on consistent speeding issues on Pottersville Road and request the council to consider posting permanent electronic speed signs on Pottersville Road, similar to those on Holland Avenue and Willow Avenue. As most of you know and may have experienced firsthand, speeding on Pottersville Road is prevalent both during and outside of normal commuting hours. As an access road to Route 206 and due to the grade of the road, it's very easy to and common for drivers to exceed the 35 miles per hour limit. Over the 4+ years I've resided on Pottersville, I can say that there's not been a day where I've not witnessed excessive speeding on the road and have been concerned for my own family and neighbors, especially those with small children and pets. In November of 2021, with the help and guidance of Sergeant Tom Scanlon and the Somerset County Traffic Department, a speed survey was conducted on Pottersville Road. Data was sent to the county, and although it was determined that the maximum speed recorded was 60 miles per hour, the average speed in the 85th percentile was 40 miles per hour, which was unfortunately considered acceptable for Pottersville Road, per the supervising traffic safety investigator who oversaw the survey. Since the conclusion of the speed survey, Sergeant Scanlon graciously placed electronic speed signs temporarily in both directions on Pottersville Road. While the signs were posted, I noticed a significant decrease in speeding, and they truly do a great job at alerting drivers when they may have known to be exceeding the speed limit. Therefore, I would like to ask for the council's support to address the speeding issue on Pottersville Road and to advise release speed times to facilitate permanent electronic speed signs. I thank you all for your opportunity to address the council this evening and for your consideration.
Okay, thank you very much for speaking.
Thank you.
So, let me say this, and I'm gonna turn it over to one of our council members to add into what I have to say. First of all, Pottersville Road is a county road. So unfortunately, the borough has very little jurisdiction about putting speed signs up, especially on that road. I will tell you that the borough does have speed signs. We move them about randomly. We refrain from putting them out permanently because they lose their effectiveness, which has been proven time and time again. But we have placed them out, and we have a couple out right now. So as far as a permanent speed sign, that is not a commitment we can make to you. You could, of course, appeal to the county, but we would wish you well in that endeavor. The county doesn't do speed signs pretty much either. Our second on roads is here tonight. That's Jamie Murphy, Councilwoman Jamie Murphy. Jamie, do you have anything you could add to this?
Not really, Mr. Arpino. I'm on both the roads and police. I mean, I'll reach out to the police department and let them know about your concerns. I'm happy to do that, and they can use that rotating sign. I know there was that relatively recent speed study on Pottersville Road that, you know, you're in that 85th percentile where they don't feel like there needs to be a change, and that's honestly exactly what happened on Willow Avenue before we got the speed sign, but Willow's a town road versus a county road. But I'll reach out to the police department and let them know about your concerns. We can definitely put a rotating sign on that, and we can just investigate, you know, whether the county would be willing to put some sort of speed sign on there. Although, as the mayor said, we don't typically have a lot of luck with that. But I'll make sure that your concerns are noted to the police officers, and my email address is on the borough website if you need to, you know, ask any additional questions.
Okay, thank you. Also, just for my understanding, it's because of a jurisdiction issue that the town can't.
Yeah, we can't do any major changes on a county road. We can't change signage. We can't change speed limits. We can't do anything like that. In fact, when we try to kind of manipulate or, you know, do speed studies and so forth on county roads, we can actually open up the county to changing things in a direction in which we're not supportive of, i.e. an increase in a speed limit or something of that nature. So, you know, we don't have a lot of jurisdiction over the county.
We are, bottom line is, we're very hesitant to go to the county and ask for a change in a roads, laws relating to a road such as speeds, because there have been incidents in the past where the county's done a study and they've raised the speed limit. However, what we can promise you is Councilwoman Murphy will speak to the chief, see what he can do about it and some additional enforcement action, and see if we could have the possibility of putting the temporary sign out there for a little while, just to calm things down a bit.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for speaking. Okay, anybody else on go to who wishes to speak?
I do, Mr. Mayor. It's Sergeant Scanlon on.
Oh, Sergeant Scanlon, nice to have you with us. Please speak.
Yeah, I just want to just clarify. I know, you know, like Mr. Arpino said, you advised that Pottersville is a county road. Holland Avenue is also a county road, and we have our permanent speed sign out there. I think what Mr. Arpino is looking for is council to approve the purchase of another permanent sign, the solar-powered sign, like we have on Holland Avenue and Willow Avenue. I have received positive feedback from residents on Holland and Willow about those permanent solar-powered signs, and they've noticed a decrease in speed. I think that's what Mr. Arpino is looking for. If the council was to look into possibly purchasing another one of those solar-powered permanent speed signs that would be placed on Pottersville Road. It's also my understanding that we would need to have to sign an agreement with the county, because it is a county road, that the sign is on their road, which isn't a big deal. It's just something that they do as a CYA kind of deal.
Can you remind us, Sergeant Scanlon, the cost of one of those signs? Just, do you recall?
I don't recall. I know they are pretty expensive.
The last time we
because
budgeted
there's
10,000 or
also,
maybe.
the cost of
10,000 gets you
maintaining
more.
it remotely,
Maybe.
because
I don't think it's
the sign is programmed remotely. It's not something that we can go out there and take down like the temporary ones and bring them into headquarters, download data and whatnot. The permanent signs, I call them permanent, the solar powered
Right,
signs, you can access the data from headquarters from a computer rather than actually going out there and hooking up a laptop to them and spending the time to do that, because they are bulky. I mean, it took the DPW assistance in helping me get those out there also.
Hey, Sergeant, wouldn't you agree that before we ever put one of these up, though, a speed study would have to be done first
They
by the county?
They did one.
Yeah, but that was a number of years ago,
I
right?
reached out to the county about doing the speed study. They're going to do the same thing that we do with the
Have they ever accepted just your data without doing their own in the past?
I'm sorry, King, I didn't catch that.
I was just wondering, for Holland, did they do their own study, a traffic study, speed study on Holland, or did they use the data that collected by the PG department?
No, we didn't really do a speed study on Holland Avenue. We only did the one on Willow Avenue. I did 8 of them on Willow Avenue. Holland Avenue came to be because there were numerous residents on Holland and Maple that expressed concern over the speeds on Holland Avenue, and that's when council approved.
Right. And so the county let you put up a semi-permanent speed sign on a county road, i.e. Holland, without their own speed study and without really much ado about nothing. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Well, I mean,
Well, it's
we weren't
enforcement.
changing the ordinance. Can I just jump in 1 second?
Sure.
Tom? John Sweeney here. I understand, we need permission from the county. Short of having, having every street in town have a digital display in terms of how fast we're going, the county has other means that might even be less expensive in terms of striping and the like in order to slow speed. I mean, I'd like to explore something like that first before we start, spending $5,000–10,000 to put signs all around town, because as soon as you plug one speeding problem, you're gonna have another one on another street. The next street just rises to the top.
I agree with you.
Well, I see it.
I agree with you there. I know when we put the one up on Willow Avenue and the police department advertised on Willow Avenue, we started getting requests for Highland Avenue and Old Chester Road and Mendham Road. So, at what point, is the borough going to say, we can't have these signs all over town? I there.
Plus, I would not call any of our speed signs permanent. They're not.
We
They're not permanent.
You have Bill Ryan on the call too, in terms of
Striping like they had out there
slowing
before on,
mechanisms other than those signs.
Yeah, let's not go there.
close to Rattlesnake
No, I'm just talking about striping. It's an optical illusion that you create.
Yeah.
year and a half ago. But I know Ms. Dietrich expressed a concern because that's the entryway to Peapack, and it wouldn't look too good.
Right.
All right.
All right. Well, it's something for us to think about.
Jamie, why don't you speak to the chief?
Yeah, I'll
Let
speak
him
with
look
the
into
chief
some
about just
enforcement
increasing
action.
enforcement, feasibly rotating signs, and see if we can make any difference with that, and then just continue down this road as needed. I mean, there was a discussion for years and years about Willow and Holland before we came to these semi-permanent signs. So let's try some of the other tactics first, and go from there.
Sure, no problem.
All right, thanks.
Okay, very good. Moving on, there was somebody else on next door who wanted to speak? I'm sorry, on go-to who wanted to speak? Freudian slip there.
I don't see anyone.
No one else? Okay. Thank you, Jamie. Moving on to old business. Let's, virtual meeting session go-to, we're postponing because we're not all here tonight. Moving on to new business, the DEP floodplain management ordinance. The ordinance is going to be pulled tonight because there are some changes being requested by the DEP to it. However, let's talk about it tonight, and we have our engineer, Bill Ryden, on the phone to speak with us. So, Bill, would you like to start?
He's muted. You might have to.
Yes.
Yeah. Bill, I apologize, we have a technical issue on this end, so we just need you to speak up as much as you can.
I certainly will try. So, yeah, the new ordinance you have is, dated November 2nd, the DEP is submitting for, regulation of the existing ordinance. It's very similar to the existing ordinance, except that, there's a lot of updates, additions, and, most notably, it incorporates, elements of the New Jersey
let's start, actually, give me 1 second, please, Bill. I'd like to recap it for everybody who came down tonight, and I apologize that you probably can't hear our engineer speaking. Well, just so everyone knows what we're talking about, we are going to be introducing an ordinance to replace an existing ordinance, and it's regarding floodplain management. And the reason we're doing this is because the state has updated their laws regarding floodplain management, and they contacted all the towns that apply and said, hey, you have to update yours too, your local ordinances. So the state sent us a template. It was edited to fit our needs. It was sent back to them for review, and they provided some comment on it. That's why we're not going to introduce it tonight. What our engineer is saying is he just said essentially what I just said in a much more eloquent way, though, and he says he has no issues with how that ordinance is worded and our passing that ordinance. Okay, and this essentially deals with floodplains, which are really areas surrounding the stream and the river that run through our town. Okay, moving on, council members, do you have any questions for Mr. Ryden regarding this ordinance?
No.
Bill was right, it is a very dry ordinance with 10 pages of definitions in it. You have to kind of piece it all together. Bill, I don't hear any questions for you. Do you think it's a public?
Yeah, wait till
Wait
they
till
don't
they
have
have
an
an
ordinance.
ordinance, okay. Okay,
You know, it does come to life if you don't adhere to the ordinance, though, then it's not so dry.
no, I agree, and we have a development
Find out.
right in
It
the
comes to
zone.
life.
All right, so any other comments regarding this, what we have coming forward in probably our next meeting? Nothing from any? All right.
Just a couple, just briefly, we would have had it on for introduction tonight, but the DEP, and I agree with Bill, there's nothing that I saw that really alarmed me. We're mandated to pass this, and really it's just a matter of, can we plug in anything to tailor it specifically to PG? Can we make some more stringent standards? I don't think that we want to do that. But the DEP has now commented and asked us to add in some things, and I actually haven't seen the things that they want to add in. They're talking about 3 repetitive loss sections highlighted in dark blue in the model code. So we need to get hold of them to look at them, and then I think once we are able to evaluate them, we can put it on for introduction. Bill, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I am, John.
So what I'm saying is, with respect to the comments that the DEP made that yesterday, I think we just need to take a little closer look to make sure that we don't have any concerns, but otherwise I think everything else is in order.
Yeah, I agree. I looked at their comments. None of them are substantive. Repetitive loss references are, I think what Nancy and I went through and edited, must have dropped one of those out. You either have to have all 3 references in or all 3 references out.
Right. I saw that.
For C, they should all be in.
Yeah. And I think time frame wise, and then,
Forward, but I guess Nancy will have to just touch base with Stuart and make sure that we've got everything right.
yeah. And time frame wise, from what I understand, in speaking with Nancy, we have time to introduce it at the next meeting and then have the final hearing and adoption thereafter, and still fit within the DEP timeline.
Yes.
So, okay, good.
Okay, thank you, Bill, for being with us tonight.
Or,
Good night, Bill.
Good night.
thanks, Bill.
Okay. So that's that. Moving on, a new website. I think I'm gonna ask Jill, would you mind taking this one with, and Nancy, you can chime in if you have anything else?
Yeah, sure. So we met with a company to redo our website. Currently, our website's has some problems on the back end. It really takes a long time it was built, how many years ago, Mark? It was
Not about 9 or 10.
9 or 10 years ago, and getting the back end, the information up takes, and Nancy, you can account for this. It
Yes.
takes a
exorbitant,
substantial
yes.
amount of time from Nancy and Susie and everyone who's gonna be working on the back end. I'm in the industry. I'm in my private life. I do websites, and I kind of know about the back end and this. And we always recommend for our clients to update their website every 5-6 years is ideal. So when they start getting older, and then there's new technology now to make it so much easier and so much streamlined. And the one company that we're looking at they do other municipalities. So this is like a specialty for them. So it's a very streamlined, very easy. It'll be easier not just for the back end user, but for the front end user as well. So our public will be able to, access information more easily. We want to encourage more people to go to the website to access it, get more information. So it's an overall, from several different points, it's a very good move for our town. It's needed just to save time and also confusion and things like that. We don't want to have wrong documents, and also organize the information in a better way to communicate with the public. So that's our rationale for the new website at this time.
Okay. And we budget $8,100 in the budget this year for that migration, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Nancy, did you want to add something?
No, just that this is what I think would be worked out for all of us to make things a little bit easier for the residents as well as the employees.
Okay.
Is this a one-time fee, or is there's a monthly fee or anything like that?
No, there is a yearly fee like we pay now for the maintenance fee.
Is it the same maintenance fee?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
And it is the same. And they do integrate, this is through SDL, which we have our construction department is under SDL, so they are all integrated. We do have access to the permits and everything through SDL, so this will integrate better on this website than it does, than it would on here. The only change is we would need, where they don't have PG Notify, it would be called something different.
No, we'll call it the same, it'll just go through a
We'll
different
call,
service.
yeah. It'll just go through a different service, so it'll have a little bit different of a look.
And am I correct in saying that, because the revised, back end of this, the way you update it, is much easier, that we can do all those tasks in-house, which lowers our hosting costs substantially, rather than paying for a they-do-it process,
Right.
right? Okay.
Jill, which other municipalities are using it? Are there some examples you can
I
provide?
can get those and email them to
Okay.
you.
Hillsborough,
Oh, you know
I
off the
can
top.
tell, I know off the top.
Hillsborough.
Hillsborough, Secaucus,
Okay.
Bernards Township.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
There's
Thank
a
you.
couple right in our area here that is using that.
Perfect. Thanks.
Would you like them to send you a copy of the proposal?
I'm sorry.
Would you like a copy of the proposal that shows the list?
Oh, that's okay. No, I just went to poke into their sites.
Okay.
And the fee also includes the training.
Yes.
So everyone,
The
so
8100
there's no
does include
extra
the training.
fees or hidden charges or anything else.
Okay.
And,
All right, I'm gonna take the next one as finance chair, but I had asked Eric to take it. Obviously, Eric's not with us tonight. And that is the finance committee is exploring a change in our banking relationship. The borough back in late January put out RFPs to banks. We sent it to 8 banks. 4 banks responded. And Eric compiled the results of those 4 banks, and admittedly, they were surprising. And I'll leave it at that for the moment. We are choosing to meet with a couple of those banks to talk to them in person and feel them out. And we'll have more on that for the council in the month or so to come.
You can't leave us hanging.
I know, you're
out.
just leaving it
Sur-
surprising.
Well, what do you want me to tell you?
Surprising
In a good
good,
way?
surprising bad.
Like, it's like maybe.
No, one bank who, and I'll tell you the name of the bank if you want to know it. One bank who was the least known name to us all, not like a Wells Fargo or a Chase or something like that, came back with the most aggressive pricing, meaning 0, the most aggressive set of services, and the most aggressive interest rate. And that's what floored us.
But I would think the smaller bank would want to be competitive, but they were just really
They
competitive.
were
Overly competitive.
leagues competitive over both big banks and smaller banks. And I have, Nancy, can we share it yet or not appropriate?
Wasn't
I
Silicon
don't
Valley
think it's
Bank, was it?
appropriate
It's
yet
not
because
appropriate.
we haven't made a decision
Yeah, we
yet,
haven't
we're
made a
still
decision.
talking.
Not Silicon Valley Bank, right?
No, not Silicon Valley.
You got bargains.
Real cheap price now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if at all, that would be executive session material.
Yeah,
think
that's what I
it's
would
not
think.
executive
Okay, so we'll have an update, we're working through that. Dale is calling references. Actually, we got a couple back and they came back favorable, and they're now scheduling meetings with these two banks. Okay? Moving on, miscellaneous discussions and approvals. We have an application for a raffle license from Gil St. Bernard's for an event that they're holding in Peapack and Gladstone at Mansion at Natterar on April 18th. It's a basket raffle auction to raise money for the school. Any questions or comments from the council members?
They dotted all their i's and crossed all their t's
Yeah.
with the state?
Yes, they
They
have.
did, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna just ask for everyone to say consent to that.
Yes.
Consent.
Consent.
Yeah, okay, very good. Moving on, reading and approval of minutes from February 28th regular meeting. A motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Dietrich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Murphy,
Yes.
Council President Sweeney,
Aye.
Councilwoman Weibel,
Aye.
That's it? Yep, very good. Okay, moving on, just Susie, make a note that we are pulling out ordinance 1121-23, postponing that. Moving on to resolutions. I looked through the resolutions and I didn't see a need to pull any, but council members, is there any one of the resolutions through 73-23 that you would like to pull and discuss separately?
I don't necessarily need to pull it, I just had a question. Brad, you might be able to. Jeremy Conover, he's just being made a member now, he finished fire school.
It was a membership change within the department, and for Nancy to sign paperwork for the state, we need to make it.
So it's a redo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Anybody else would like to pull any of the resolutions? Okay, then I'll ask for a motion and a second for a consent agenda for resolutions R 65-23 through R 73-23.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Dietrich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Murphy,
Yes.
Council President Sweeney,
Aye.
Councilwoman Weibel.
Aye.
If I may
Okay.
just add on, with respect to 67 and 68, those pertain to the Tucker matter, and their counsel has indicated that they are agreeable to pay for half of this, or reimburse the municipality half of the cost of these two reappraisals. I just wanted to point that out for everybody.
Nancy and or Susie, good job writing in the source of the funds for those, I noticed that. Okay, as per what we had discussed in a prior meeting. Moving on, bill list. So, does any council member have any item on the bill list that needs to be pulled for discussion? Seeing none, Susie, would you please read the total amount of bills to be paid?
$263,289.50.
Very good, thank you. A motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call for 58-23.
Councilwoman Dietrich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Murphy,
Yes.
Council President Sweeney,
Aye.
Councilwoman Weibel.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Mayor's executive summary, I just have one item, and Jamie, that's yours to follow up with the chief on Pottersville.
Yes.
Okay. I've been digesting Pottersville Road and a speed sign in the back of my mind. And I have to say, I don't want our town end up loaded with speed signs on every street. That defeats the purpose, and we need to be cognizant of that.
If they're everywhere, nobody will pay attention.
That's right, that's right. Okay, so that's just my 2 cents on that one.
Learn that before kids.
Moving on, public comments regarding agenda items. 3 minutes per person, please, no debating, we all know that. Addressed to the mayor and council at the public microphone. Let's start with those in attendance here tonight. Does anybody in our audience this evening, of our residents, wish to address the council? Seeing none, we'll move on to those residents on go-to. Does anybody on go-to wish to address the council regarding agenda items?
Yeah, they just all hung.
Oh, they're all out.
We just made them run away.
I guess we did. Seeing none.
That's their comment.
Seeing none. As a
That's a ringing endorsement.
friendly reminder, the next meeting of the mayor and council will be held on Tuesday, March 28th, 2022 at 7 o'clock PM. Any further business from the council, from the council members?
No.
Or administration? Hearing none, motion and second to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
everybody needs to sign affidavit.
Yeah, we have an affidavit we have to sign. Thank you everyone for joining us and coming tonight.
Thank you.
Mr.
Jake,
Copus, I'll
we'll
be in
tell
touch.
Charlie you were here till 10 o'clock,
be in
right?
touch.
The bottom, the big black box on the bottom.
Mark, thank you for this. We're making some good progress.
I saw this in Starbucks this morning,
Oh, really?
and I picked it up, and I,
Be careful
content
when you.
manager, historic
don't
preservation,
jinx us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
something to
Great.
read
We've
about.
been in
Have a good one.
Right.
We've also been in touch